I am Victor Huerta, and on today's real estate show, I'm going to give you some first-time homebuyer tips and advice for 2020. And these tips and advice are specifically for Phoenix, Arizona, if you're thinking about buying your house. Let's go.
This is where they go for the real estate info. I'm here to lead and help you succeed. One thing that you'll learn about me is I'm on a mission to get the knowledge to the world when making decisions and buying and selling real estate.
Victor Huerta.
Remember my name.
Hey, welcome back, my friends. So these are tips for first-time homebuyers, tips and advice for 2020 here specifically in Phoenix, Arizona. And the one thing I want to touch base is with the coronavirus, the real estate landscape is going to change. So tip number one for the first-time homebuyer tips and advice for 2020 is know your market. Now, you want to know the Phoenix housing market as a whole, the entire city. Okay, if you're buying in Phoenix, Chandler, Gilbert, Mesa, Buckeye, whichever city you're looking at, make sure your agent and you understand the total markets in the city of Phoenix, Arizona, the state, and then break it down to the city. Then what you want to do is, if you're looking to buy a house here in Arizona, is you want to look at the subdivision. Okay, you want to know what's going on with that subdivision. And what I mean by all this is, are we still in a seller's market in that niche area? Are we in a neutral market now that the virus has came into Phoenix, Arizona, in the entire United States? Or are we trending into a buyer's market? A buyer's market. So those are like the three major markets. Is Phoenix, Arizona as a whole has always been a seller's market for the last maybe 2.5, 3 years. It could be a neutral market. It could be a buyer's market now. So you want to know your trends when you're going to purchase a house in that subdivision. Okay, tip number two for first-time homebuyer tips and advice for 2020 here in Phoenix, Arizona is hire a top-notch real estate agent. Who you hire in Phoenix, Arizona, it's gonna be very, very valuable to you, because with the market changing, the landscape changing, this is how we can structure your contract to get you a better deal for you if you're thinking about buying a house here in Phoenix, Arizona. Each city has a different market, meaning that it's a buyer's market, seller's market, neutral market, and you can use that as a negotiation tool by knowing the statistics of what is going on in that local market. So by hiring a really top-notch real estate agent, you can actually look at the landscape on how it looks 30, 60, or 90 days out by pulling some local statistics from that area before you purchase your house. So if you're looking to say in a subdivision called Avance, okay, which is a new construction, we'll just take that for an example. If it was a resale community, you can see how many properties are selling per month, per year, and how the prices are in that area before submitting your offer. So it's very important to hire a top-notch real estate agent who can see the landscape changing 30, 60, or 90 days out, whether it be a buyer's, seller's, or neutral market, especially now here with the virus. Piggybacking on that is we are still seeing seller concessions being given by the seller. Now, we used to write contracts and buyers would have to buy the property as is with no repairs. We are seeing more sellers doing repairs now because inventory has gone up a little more. So sellers can't say like, hey, we're just gonna sell it to you as is because we know that we have the upper hand. That has changed as of today on this video. We are actually negotiating sellers to do repairs, or like my other tip that I gave you in the other video is get a credit instead of the repairs, because you know the seller's only gonna do the repairs by a handyman or by themselves, and they might not be up to the standard that you like. So I would suggest that you get a credit in the form of cash so you can hire your own contractor or do it yourself. Now, this tip right here for first-time homebuyers advice in 2020 is you're going to need a top-notch lender. I mean a lender who's been in the business for a while. Mortgage lending is changing daily, weekly, and monthly. These loan programs have ultimately changed. I'm talking about FICO scores being more stricter, debt to income ratio being more stricter, all these loan programs, down payment assistance programs, they are almost gone. They are still here, but you need to work with a top-notch lender that knows what they're doing, especially in a market that is overall changing on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. So my suggestion to you is make sure your real estate agent has a preferred lender that's been in the market, in the lending industry for at least 5+ years, because rates are changing each day. Okay, there's a lot of stuff happening with the stock market. The federal government's pumping money into the economy. They're buying mortgage-backed securities. All this changes the rates. Okay, there's a lot of lending. The lending environment is changing on a daily to weekly, monthly basis. So make sure that you're working with a top-notch lender as well with a top-notch real estate agent. Okay, so my last tip for the first-time home buyer for tips and advice for 2020, especially here in Phoenix, Arizona, is it's all about you. Okay, you have to put yourself in power. Okay, because when you start the process of buying a house, it has got a lot stricter. Your loan officer or lender, mortgage lender, however you want to name him or her, is they're going to be asking you for a lot of documents. Okay, I am talking about they're going to be verifying income not only once, twice, maybe 3 times during the process of you buying the house. Okay, they're going to be asking you for updated pay stubs, bank statements. They're going to be asking you for retirement accounts, and they're probably going to ask you to provide updated statements across the board throughout the entire process. Now, this might be tactile for you because you're probably saying, oh my gosh, I have to give this paperwork again. I have to send in all these documents. Well, it is not the lender's fault. It is not your fault, and it's not your agent's fault. Okay, lending has changed, and they're getting stricter as far as banks lending money to home buyers like you who are trying to purchase a house. And we get it, if you have a wonderful job, a great job, a stability, a great FICO score, a great income, and you're probably saying, why am I getting scrutinized? Well, it's just not you, it's the entire United States economy that is getting scrutinized. And lending is just getting very, very tight niche right now. And that's why they have increased FICO scores, decreased debt to income ratios, and programs have gone away as far as like jumbo loans. And there's another loan program that has just recently gone away as well, that I'm just losing it on top of my head as well. So don't take it personally. Just make sure that you communicate clearly with your lender and just provide the documents that they need so the transaction can go as smooth as possible. Okay, the final tip I have for you is make sure you communicate with your lender and your real estate agent weekly. Okay, this is by either phone call or by a Zoom meeting. Preferably, I love to do a Zoom meeting with my clients to get everything in the air nice and clear, because you want to know exactly how your loan process is doing throughout the entire transaction. You don't want no hiccups 2 weeks, 1 week, or 7 days before you're about to close and then come to find out like the program has gone. So what do we do now? So I suggest, especially now with the coronavirus here, is make sure you have weekly meetings with your lender and your real estate agents via phone call or via Zoom. Okay, folks, so with that being said, I hope you enjoyed these tips for first-time home buyers, tips and advice for 2020, Phoenix edition. Once again, I am Victor Huerta, local real estate agent here in the Valley. And if you have not done so, click the subscribe button and that bell to get notified once we drop the latest video. I mean, we're just bringing some home buyer tips, home seller tips, the Phoenix real estate market updates, so you can be mindful when you're thinking about buying, selling, or investing in some real estate. We'll see you on the next video. If you have any questions, email me at victor@freeagentproperties.com. Again, that email address is victor@freeagentproperties.com, where we release new videos each week on home buyer tips, home seller tips, the Phoenix housing market updates, so you can be mindful when you're thinking about buying, selling, or investing in real estate. We will talk to you soon.